Someday you'll be better than me, kids. Your potential is limitless. You better not, except, well, you're gonna do real good. Your brother on the other hand fucking sucks. But yeah, as long as you make sure, keep your mom happy, and I'll be here with you, don't worry about. Oh shit! Son, I need you to know that I believe in you, and you'll be able to avenge me. And wait, where the fuck is your brother? And thus begins the story of Punch Club. Hey everybody, this is a little short stack, and we're doing a review. Created by tinyBuild and Lazy Bear Games, Punch Club is a management game based around the idea of helping a young aspiring fighter reach the top of the food chain so that he can avenge his father and figure out who the killer was. It's starting off, it quickly becomes clear that in order to achieve greatness, he's gonna have to put out some crazy workout ethic, because I pretty much got trounced in like the first fight. You immediately get trounced. But it's interesting in that way because a lot of Punch Club is an obvious homage to various fighting movies, video games, and paraphernalia throughout the last few decades. You've got your down and out fighter looking for a way to reach the top so that he could somehow complete his goal in life or avenge someone that he truly loves. You got that old tired trainer who believes in the kid, but just damn it kid, you gotta get it together. You have the love interest, you have the best friend who may or may not turn bad after you're wild, and all of a sudden you're fighting each other. That might happen, I don't know. This is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler review, it's fine. And even a few things that may not exactly match up with that previous description I just made. Like, okay, I guess the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are fighting because they know karate, and what the fuck is Apu doing here? And Walter White, what? You can tell that this is a game that was crafted with love. Moving on, gameplay. Gameplay is pretty simple to get a grasp on. Quickly on in the game, you'll find a manual, or you'll be given a manual actually, that tells you exactly how you should train and what you should focus on in the game in order to actually be able to compete. Pretty much, what you are told to do is you should focus on one stat over all others, and then just make sure that the other ones are maintained to a reasonable degree. So in a sense, it's almost kind of like Pokemon when you start out. In fact, the opening dialogue has a moment where you get to pick a secret buff that one of your different traits will get. So I've always had a pretty great right hook, will give you a boost to strength whenever you're training. They used to call me legs at high school, give you a boost to agility, and I might look a bit skinny but I'm quick will give you a boost to stamina. And for the record, don't be fooled by anybody that you watch that says that it's not possible to do any other build other than an agility one. Yeah, those are the people that don't train anything other than agility, and so they get their asses handed to them constantly. I personally enjoyed the strength build that I made. I even messed with agility and the stamina builds, and while they all have their different playstyles, they are all perfectly doable, and it's possible to beat the game with whatever build that you play. You just have to be smart about it. So most of your time playing the game will be spent managing your time. It's a time management game, so hence you manage it. Going from store, buying food, going to work, making sure that you can have money to buy the food, and then spending some time training before every bout. Keeps you active, even though after some time it can feel a bit mundane, but if you're really good about progressing through the story, that always adds a new venue to visit or a new person to interact with. So it is possible to actually continuously move forward in the game, but at the same time, it's very obvious how this kind of gameplay can become very stale very quickly, especially if you're not having such a great time progressing through the plot. However, if there was one detriment to the Punch Club gameplay, it's the amount of points that you lose for each stat after every day. Seemingly random, and honestly, I don't see what the fixed percentage is, because there are some days where it's very obvious to tell, okay, I trained strength 110 points and I lost 55, so I lost half my strength. Maybe I shouldn't train only strength every day. And It seemed to be fitting that pattern until a few times where I wouldn't train at all that day, but then I'd lose a substantial amount of points. And it's this part of the gameplay that really makes it feel like a grind, that slows down everything. And if there was a real reason why anything else felt stale, it's because every time you made enough points to progress to the next level in your stats, and you got a new skill and such, sometimes you might not be able to use them because you had to spend more time training since you just lost all the points. And let's face it, it doesn't even have practical application in the real world, because I'm pretty sure most of us, if we've ever done any sort of workout, we didn't lose that effort the next day. Unless this entire game is really about a boxer whose muscles are constantly being atrophied. It's frustrating to say the least, and darn right infuriating to say at the most. And if not for this one problem with it, with Punch Club, it's a rather fun game regardless. And it still is a very fun game. It's definitely a time waster, a time spent. You will put hours in to getting through and making your fighter as strong as possible. The game probably takes maybe I'd say at most 10 hours. At most. But hey, $1 an hour? I don't know how you want to rate games based on prices, but I think that's pretty good. So yeah, with that, I'll give Punch Club, we have a star rating now, or actually it's a pancake rating. I'm putting pancakes. I rated 3.5 sloppy pancake platters out of 5. Awesome. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!